All right, so for our photorealism project, you should have gridded your photo, and you also should have put the same exact grid onto a blank piece of paper. Remember, the reason why we're doing the grid is because it's going to help us, because instead of looking at the picture as a whole, when you do photorealism, you actually just want to look at the sections of it and then draw exactly what you see in each section. Okay, so what I like to do, just a few tips, is as you can see, I've done 1, 2, 3. I've done 3 squares up here. I like to take Post-it notes and just kind of block out where I'm focusing my attention to when it comes to drawing. Okay, and you can make like a little piece of paper if you wanted to do this. I just think it's like a great way to kind of focus on just that square rather than looking at the whole thing. So when I'm looking at the square here, I can see that there are kind of like the lines right here from the fence that's behind, or the little like gate that's behind my dog. I also see that her fur kind of comes out around here. So that's all I'm going to be drawing in this square. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking my pencil and I'm just drawing the basic shapes. I'm not adding any value at this point. I'm just kind of focusing on what's the shape of the square. You know, I'm also noticing, okay, if this is where this part of the gate is, take a look at how much negative space is left there. So I'm going to make sure I like match that up. And I might even curve this just a little bit because it is kind of on like a slant. Okay. So as you can see, the first part of my first row is completely done. Now what I'm going to do, same thing on my last square. I just really think it's important to always block out what you want to not look at. And the only thing here is I just have like a piece of the gate behind her. So I'm just going to be making that. I'm not focusing on shading or coloring. I'm focusing on each outline of the object that's in that square. So once again, I'm going to come down here, block out what I need to block out. And that's why it's so important to grid your paper so that you can literally just focus on certain aspects of it. Okay, so once again over here, I see that there is another part of this, almost like the gate. I'm just trying to draw that. Okay, there's also this white thing over here, which I'm not exactly sure. And then it looks like the kind of fence closes off. And then I'm going to make kind of the fur right here. I'm not, as I said, no values or anything, but I do like to note where certain things fall. All right, and I'm just going to do one more just so that you can see how this puzzle is kind of slowly forming together. Just going to block out everything around and just focus on one square. Okay, and let's move this to make sure it's perfect. And now I'm going to look and I see, okay, this is where her like bottom of her, almost like her fur comes out. I'm going to have to draw a lot of details on the fur in order to make this really look more like my dog, but that's okay. Okay. This is going to be definitely really black here, it looks like. As I said, I'm not really shading, but I do like to make note of where things fall. Okay, and then it looks like her nose is actually starting here, but I'm just focusing on what I see. So I'm just going to start to focus on that. All right. All right, and so as you can see, if I lift this up, my dog is slowly starting to come to life. It may not be perfect yet, but it's definitely the way to go when we are trying to create photorealism drawings.